Good morning. Good afternoon, actually, right? It's afternoon now. How is everybody doing? I am having technical issues here. Oh, goodness me. What else is new, right? I have a really cool new Gimel, or so I thought, but it's not being very gimmely here. Um, geez, anyway. So hello, hello, hello. Um, just give me 1 second here. This is not going to be my day. I can see that already. Anyway, okay. I'll have to experiment with this later, but it's kind of messing me up a little bit now. Let me see something here. Can I get this up taller, maybe? Yeah. All right, that helps a little bit. Yeah, that's a little, well, maybe not so much. All right, well, we are here today to um show you some products, well, not products, but items that I've made that are pretty popular. Well, first let me introduce myself. I'm all flustered now because my Gimel won't work. Bay Lady here. My name is Sharon Schultz, and I'm known as the Bay Lady because the majority of my tours are out and around the Chesapeake Bay area, different activities and different tourist things and sights to see around the bay. So that's why I'm called the Bay Lady. But I do other things too, and today is one of those. It's not a very nice day out. It's kind of rainy, windy, so I decided to do something indoors. And so what I had in mind was a project to make a headband, a warm headband to wear. Now that the warmer weather's coming, it's October now, and the temperatures are going to drop. Oh, yeah. So what I have here is some yarn. This is thicker than your normal yarn. It's called baby blanket yarn. It's really soft too because it's what's used to knit baby blankets. Um, so this type of knitting, however, isn't with the long needles. Okay, it's with a little hook. It's almost like the hook that you would use for latch rugs, making yarn rugs or pillows or things of that nature. And how it works is it's done on a frame. Okay, this is the frame. It's just a bunch of pegs. Maybe you remember, oh God, ages ago, there was a little knitting machine kind of thing that you could make on your own. And generally it was a wooden thread spool, okay, an empty spool of thread, a wooden one. And there would be 4 little nails that would be nailed into the spool of thread. You'd stand it upright on one end and put 4 nails evenly spaced in the top of the other end, letting a little piece, stick up out of the spool. And then you would wrap yarn around it and you would flip it over and wrap again and flip it over. And what it would eventually produce was a long, thin braid of yarn, just a knitted braid that you would wind, and you could make like round coasters and things of that nature. It was a child's kind of activity. You may still be able to find some of those in stores that like that sell nostalgic toys and games and things like that. So to start this off, it's really so simple. You just take your yarn, the end, and you put a little half knot in here and make it longer tail here. There's a little half knot, and make it, a loop, not a real tight loop, but you have about that much little loop thing there. And what you do is you fit it onto this loom. Okay. Now notice there's a piece here, only one. Okay. This is kind of helps you to know where you've begun and where you're ending, since it's oval or round rather. So I always start on the peg next to the marker. Okay, just the first peg to the left of the marker. And I kind of just put it on there like so. Okay. So here it is. Tighten it a little bit if you need to. So there we have, whoops. Here we have our loop on the first peg. Okay, right next to the marker. All right, so now what we're going to do is put loops onto the rest of the pegs. And that is done really simply. I'm trying to think of the best way to show you and be able to do it at the same time. Okay, so, all right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of wrap it this way. Hopefully you can see. I'm just wrapping the string, the yarn, just around the peg, loosely. I'm not pulling it tight, just loosely around, like you see. And we're hitting every peg here, not skipping. Like so. Okay. All right. So there it is. Okay. Each peg has a loop wrapped around it. That's what it looks like from all the angles from the top. Okay. So now we're going to take our yarn, and I'm going to tip this down a little bit, I think, hopefully without messing it up. Oh gosh, I said without messing it up. Okay, lower. Come back. I don't know why this doesn't want to work for me today. It should be working, but it's not. It's new. Of course, it could well be the operator. Wouldn't surprise me. All right, so here's what we do now. Here was that first stitch. Here's the last peg that I wrapped. Okay, so now I'm going to that first stitch and I'm wrapping. And so now I have two there. So I'm going to take my hook and take the bottom one and flip it over. Okay, do it again on the next peg. Wrap and flip. Wrap. Oops. Okay, so wrap and flip. This is awkward. Wrap, flip. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do this all the way around. Okay. In fact, I'm going to keep wrapping and flipping while I talk to you. And then I'll show you my progress in just a few minutes once I've made some progress. So these looms, this is called knitting, although it in reality it kind of reminds me more of crocheting because of the hook. It's not a crochet hook by any means, but it's similar. It's definitely similar. So, but it more reminds me, as I said, of that little spool, a thread spool with the nails hammered into the top. That used to be a nice little makeshift rainy day project when we were kids. My mom would make those for us, and we'd sit there and we'd have all kinds of new coasters by the time Dad got home from work that day. Yeah, fun. So just talking. I am doing these tours, just general tours, every Wednesday at noon. And they're going to cover all different subjects. I'll be out and about doing things, taking you places. I'll be here doing crafts, just kind of how the whim strikes. I didn't want to commit to a particular tour. I've been doing that for years, and I just wanted to try something different and something a little less regimented, a little more spontaneous. So I've just scheduled this time slot, Wednesday at noon, and I'm calling it on Irish time. Now, the reason I did that is because, well, for one, I'm Irish, and I've learned that Irish time is its own separate schedule. Okay. In Ireland, the people out in the country, they don't worry so much about time. They'll get there. It's all relative. It all happens in its own good time. And so it makes for a really, a really laid back kind of vibe, right? Relaxing, no stress, right? Just things happened when they happened. I'll tell you an example, actually. When I was in Ireland a couple times ago, we were getting ready to leave a small fishing village on the Atlantic coast in the northwestern part of Ireland, in County Donegal. And so we were going to catch a bus from the place where we were staying in this little town, little village, over to Donegal proper, to the city itself. And it was public bus. Everybody travels by bus in Ireland. Their bus system isn't bad. I mean, it goes to the places you need it to go to. They have a nice train system as well, but train doesn't go everywhere. Buses do. And really, it's a sight to see some of those huge buses on some of those little windy roads and cliffs over the sea. Oh, yeah, seriously. Anyway, so we were taking one of those to Donegal, and the bus would pick us up at 7 a.m. sharp in front of the pub at the crossroads. Okay, so we were staying up on the hill, so that was a piece of cake to roll our suitcases down the hill at 7 a.m. on a Saturday morning to catch the bus. So as we're coming down the hill, there was a bus there, and we were like, okay, everything's great. And so we rolled ourselves in our suitcases. It was myself and my two travel buddies, and the three of us walked over to the bus, and I got on, and I said to the bus driver, is this the bus going to Donegal? And he says, nope, it's not. And I thought, okay, well, is there a bus to Donegal? Anyway, he was going somewhere else, obviously. Oh, you can get Donegal across the street, the other parking lot across from the pub. So, okay, no problem. They're not there yet. You just gonna have to wait a little bit. They'll be here soon. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So we hobbled across the street with our suitcases, and now it's 7 o'clock, actually, just a couple minutes after. So the bus isn't, very late yet. Anyway, so I guess maybe we waited 5 minutes. It really wasn't long. The bus was pretty much on time. And so the bus rolled up, and we got on with our luggage, and the bus driver, we said to the bus driver, okay, this is the bus going to Donegal, right? Oh, yeah. That was before we got on. So we got on the bus, right, with our luggage and all. We're all nice and comfy in the back. And the bus driver comes back and says, I hope you don't mind, but we have to make a bit of a detour. We have to pick up somebody in Mallenbeg. It's only 20 minutes out of the way. We won't be very late to Donegal. We were like, okay, all right. So basically, the bus driver told us, just sit back, relax, chill. So we did. And the bus ride was okay. I mean, it was beautiful. What am I saying? Okay. It was along the coast. Absolutely spectacular views of the sea and the rocks from up above on the cliffs. Absolutely gorgeous. So there was a young man that we picked up in Mallenbeg. And then the bus turned back around, and we went back the way we came, and went right back to that same parking lot where he picked us up. And the passenger that we picked up got off there. That apparently was where he was going. And so, we got to talking and just sitting, relaxing, and figured, we'd get ready to go now. Off to Donegal. So, next thing, I hear bang, bang, bang out front, outside of the bus, right? And here's the bus driver. He's not in his seat anymore. He's got the hood of the bus up, and he's banging around with something under there. And we were like, okay, well, I hope this isn't going to take too long. When we got to Donegal, we were to connect with a bus going to Dublin so we could get to the airport and get our flight back to the good old US of A. Right? We were going home that day, all the way home, across the ocean. So anyway, after a couple of minutes, a vehicle pulls up, pickup truck type, and a man gets out from behind the wheel and goes over to the bus driver, and next thing you know, they're both banging under the hood. And we're thinking, what on earth is going on? Well, after a few more bangs, the bus driver comes back on the bus and comes back and talks to us and says, well, the bus won't start. Something wrong with the engine and we can't get it going. So my friend here is going to take me to get another bus. We'll be right back. So my travel buddies, they were like, oh, well, we could go do this. Oh, well, somebody better stay with your luggage on the bus here, you know. So it ended up my friends went back to the place where we were staying to take advantage of the facilities since we were still here. And I babysat the bus and our luggage. Well, eventually they did come with another bus. And the other bus did take us to Donegal. However, we missed the bus that would have taken us to Dublin in time to do some more sightseeing before we had to get to the airport to come home. But instead, we did get to the airport, and we did make it home one time. We just had to cut out some of the last minute sightseeing we hoped to get in, and did some shopping at the duty-free stores at the airport instead. So it all worked out, but that was the best possible experience as to the concept of Irish time. Irish time is whenever you get there, you know, when you get there, you get there. It's all good. Nobody gets upset. It's all good. So I'll show you in a second my progress on this headband here. Just let me finish these couple of stitches. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll still keep rolling here, but we're getting a bit. Look at that. Getting a bit of it done. Yeah. Yeah. Huh, no conversation. Huh? Okay. All right. So we'll keep on rolling here. So anyway, so my full-on experienced understanding of Irish time is simply just relax, we'll get there. So that's why I thought it was good for my new platform here where I'm not so rigid and scheduled. I'll you know, present what feels good at the time. Did something happen to this? I hope you're seeing me okay. My screen suddenly became very small. Oh, you know what? I could get rid of. Here I am. I'm back. I'm back. Oh, I'm back with a bigger screen too. Okay, well, that little momentary lapse was actually helpful. Go figure. So anyway, so this is what it looks like. We're still crocheting here, but I mean knitting. But it's the same concept as that old spool because the braid, you know, you're flipping pegs and the braid's coming down the center just like this, except it's a big enough braid that it can fit over your head. But you can make so many things with this. Actually, I'll show you before we go some of the my previous projects. I've made purses, scarves, hats, headbands, shawls, blankets, all of the above, everything and anything is possible. All you have to do is have the vision, and the willingness to create new things. That's all it takes, really. Well, no, I shouldn't say. I was going to say I've always crocheted, but always, as in my adult life, I didn't do it when I was younger. I used to knit when I was younger. I don't recall how to do that now. So this is as close as I get. I enjoy doing this. This I call my busy work. I can sit here comfortably and knit while I watch TV, talk, what have you. Busy work keeps my hands occupied, keeps my brain functioning, exercising, what have you, like that. This will be a few more rows before it is completed. I'm not going to make this as thick as I normally do because of time, mostly. Mostly because of time. So we'll do a few more rounds. Make it thick enough, wide enough to cover your ears. How's that? And we just keep on rocking here. These come in different shapes too. I will show you that also. It comes in a set of different size looms. And it comes, they have these round looms in different sizes, and they also have rectangular looms. That's how I'm able to make scarves and a shawl using a rectangular loom. Same concept as this, just different shape. And instead of going constantly around, you're going back and forth to get that straight edge, pattern, shape, what have you. I've been doing these things for a while. when it starts to be fall, you see me break out my looms and stock up on my yarn. And my family, well, every year they get a at least one new hat, usually more. A scarf. There's always something from my looms for them for the holidays. Other things too, but yeah, they always get the hats. I don't think they look forward to them so much anymore. I should probably get to selling them. I think that might be better instead of giving them away, right? Get me some reimbursement for my materials, my supplies. And we're still coming along, moving right along, starting to pop out. See, this is how wide it is at the moment. Couple more rows and it should be enough to give you an idea, because I want to show you how to take it off and finish it off. So it's not difficult at all. None of this needs to be done by a rocket scientist or anything along those lines. This is pure, simple relaxation, and you have something to do with your hands, something to occupy your mind, And when you're done, something nice that you can wear or give as a gift, whichever, whatever. It's a win-win all around, right? Yes, indeed. Let's see. There's I'm using this particular type of yarn, but you don't have to. You can use regular yarn, thinner yarn. Um, I like these bulky hats. They're really, really soft. Softer because it's the baby blanket yarn. So it feels better on your head. And actually, the reason I started making these was for cancer patients. I would take them to the chemotherapy center, and I leave them for the chemo patients. You know, eventually they lose their hair, and wintertime is coming, right? And so my hats are just so soft and so warm. You know, I always give my excess over to the Tate Center, Research Center here locally. And yeah, and I enjoy doing that because I know I can imagine how it must feel on there. So yeah. Yes, indeed. That was what started me on my hats. And I'm still going strong. And I do still take when I'm on a roll and I'm just whipping these hats out. I still take them over to the Tate Center and leave them over there where they do the chemo. And the nurses will give them to, whoever they feel needs it or wants it or, what have you. Anything to make lives better. Yeah. So, okay, I'm going to finish with this row here and then get ready to show you how to take this off. And finish it off, actually. Both. Let's see, I'm still just going around, just flipping loops. Making loops and flipping loops, right? It's like rat, oops, rat and flip, rat and flip, rat and flip and rat and flip. Voila. This will make a cute little headband basically, but these are like the ski hats that you put over your ears, um and all. They're so easy to make. They don't take very long at all. When I'm making hats, and I'll show you a few of those as well. When I'm making hats, it only takes about a day to make one, sometimes two, but that's not full days. That's sitting for a few hours here and there. It's depends on my schedule. Depends on the timing. Okay, I've almost got this last row finished here. Oh, okay. All right. Now these hooks, by the way, come with the looms. Okay, they're set. They all come together. Okay. Now hang on one second while I just jump over here and get the next thing I need, which is this. It's a plastic needle. It's got an opening for the yarn, right? Okay, get my scissors here. Okay, so this is how much we've got. Okay. Now, in that little bit of time, that's not bad. That's quite a bit done there. So to finish it off, I usually take the end of my yarn and I wrap it around once and cut it free. Okay. So now I have this piece here that I just cut, and I'm going to thread it through here. Come on now. There we go, like so. All right, see? Ta-da. All right, threaded. Okay. So here's our little marker. All right. And here's the last peg that I ended on. Okay, so that was the end of the last row. So now I'm going to take this and go to my first stitch, and you can see the groove in the peg here, this groove, right? So it makes it easy for you to get under that first loop and, oops, get under the first loop, and we pull it up and off. It's hard for me to do it backwards. Okay. So up, oops. Okay. Take it off. Ooh, all right. So we pull that right up off the peg. Okay. All right. So there's one peg empty, right? Right there. Okay. All right. So we have our thread. All right. So now we're going to take this one off, up and off, up and off, up and off. Okay. You get the idea. Okay, so I'm just going to go around here and take the rest of the pegs off. See, they're coming off. Okay, and like I said, it's just really easy. You just it's just a matter of sticking the needle underneath and pulling that loop off the peg onto the yarn. You don't want to pull it tight, just loosely, because you can sort it out and adjust it after the fact. Once you get it off the loom, you can even it out and such, and prevent any bunching. Okay. There we go. And you can see it's coming off. Ta-da-da-da-da. These projects don't take long, at least not these. It does take a bit longer to make a scarf. Takes a while to make a shawl too. That's for sure. I can show you that too. I have a few things that I've kept for myself. So if I didn't like what I was making, I wouldn't be making it, right? So you got to save some for the boss lady, yeah? Okay. Oop, only got a few more, more than halfway around now. You can see it's coming free. It's getting ready to fly. It's gonna it's gonna fly the coop. Just a few more. Just a half a dozen more pegs here left. And we'll be free and clear. Okay. Okay. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Voila. It's free. Okay. Now, here's where you're going to go around and kind of reposition this last, what you're doing is repositioning the end of the yarn that we just pulled through all the loops onto, and we just kind of spreading all that out evenly. Doesn't take much. You just kind of roll it around as best as you can. There we go. You just basically you're just basically working with it here, just trying to get the shape that you want. Okay, but in the end, let me show you here. Let's see. We're gonna make it so it works this way, I think. Yeah, no, this way. Ooh. There you go. Okay, that was wide enough to cover my ears. Go figure. Nice, right? Check it out. Ta-da-da-da-da. Ta-da-da-da-da. There you have it, right? It looked great on the slopes, right? uh, then you would just, let me just, you would just tie this off, just like a little half knot there. And then you would trim this piece. This was the starting tail. And you have yourself a lovely little warm, soft hairband. Okay, well, that's all I got, except for showing you some of the things that I've created. So, oh, let me do that. Okay, so here, this is the loom set, right? This one's ginormous, like for a cowl neck scarf, right? And this is the one I use for hats. This purple for headbands. This one makes awesome baby hats. And this one, perfect for baby booties. Okay. Now, the way, these, like I said, these all come in packs. There's also, this is the one that I've used for scarves and for the shawl. I've also used these. These can hook together. I've used these big ones for scarves as well. They make a more open thing. Oh, I'll show you. Easy enough, right? Okay, hang on, folks. Let me pull a couple of these things off the wall here. Okay, so all right, so here's a purse that I made. This was made with the orange one that you make hats with. I just kept it going. I just made a really, really big hat that could fit down to your shoulder. It's over your head. So yeah, it makes a really nice little bag, right? I didn't line it, but I could. This is the scarf that I made with those yellow, with the yellow loom with this one. It's much more open, right? An open knit compared to, let's see, hold on. Compared to this one, whoops, I just not that silly. With the, this was done with the blue, and it has a, you know, a more closed stitch, a closer stitch. Let's see, some recent things I've done. Are these hats. Again, these are the ones made with the baby yarn, baby blanket yarn. This one. And they're nice and they're warm and they're comfy and they look good too. And this little one, like so. And one of my favorite things is my shawl. Voila. Beautiful, yes. Yeah. I did this with the blue loom. Go figure. Right? So there you have it. If you want to know more about my tours, if you want to see other craft videos that I've done, you may want to visit my YouTube channel, Sharon Schultz, the Bay Lady, or you can catch me on Twitch as the Bay Lady and also on Facebook as the Bay Lady. If you care to support my channel and support myself, I work for tips, and you can do that by going on to either my Facebook page or my YouTube channel. There is a link to a platform called Buy Me a Coffee. The rest is self-explanatory. So, see you next week. Take care.